David Phantom says 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, tier 100, end of line.
You'll figure it out eventually, David. Thank you for the 100 bits. And Wesley, electric horse battery staple? Hi, we're going back to this project, which is the Visual 200 terminal. We have this thing torn apart because we were working on refurbishing it to get it functional again and clean it up a bit because...
End of line.
Shapes in the background. Okay. Torch Nova, thank you for the Prime sub and for 14. That's this one. And that one's a 2, and that's a 4. It's this 14 months. Thank you there. Purple macarons. Your spirit animal. Oh gosh. Yeah, we have some work to do. Now, we left off last time because we encountered foam and foil pads. And that's fun. But we now have replacements. So we're good to resume work on this. So I have everything set up here. We got all the parts that we were working on. I have the board over here so that we can reinsert or resolder on the capacitors that we reformed. So we should be able to just pick this right back up. But I was letting it everyone catch up here a little bit. So yeah, I'll start off here by going over a, a last minute thing yesterday and plans for tomorrow's stream here, just a little early. So Tim, who has been watching the streams and worked on the e-reader stuff, they tested printing a code with a Dymo label maker, and it worked. And the code actually looked phenomenal when they zoomed in on it with a camera and take a look at it. So I was like, you know, I have a label maker. It's a Datamax O'Neill Mark III. And I was like, maybe that'll work, because supposedly it was 300 DPI. So I drove back to the office at like 6 p.m., grabbed it, came back home, tried it out, and was...
End of line.
Dysfunctional Wombat, thank you for the 15-month sub there. I really appreciate that. Drove back home, tried it out, and two things. One, it still bled, despite being a direct thermal transfer printer. And two, it was only 203 DPI, so it was never going to work anyway. So, I ordered a Dymo label maker. It'll be here today, so we can try it tomorrow. I'm going to just... No, bad, Shelby, don't try it. I'm not going to leave it sealed overnight. We will try it Sunday, because if it works, I want to catch on camera the yes moment of it just actually being over. So yeah. Can you try it? The label maker? Oh gosh. So next to label maker right now as well. I'm gonna try it. Fingers crossed. Yes, that would be awesome. That's where we're at. Did TechSelect restock? TechSelect did restock. They actually also gave me a coupon code because it took so long to get them out. So they did good by it. So, all right. Let's refresh where we're at with this stuff by going back to the whiteboard, which I completely forgot to update last time. So, I am going to be recording this, and I'm going to throw this out there since I see Deziak is here. If you want to try editing this, because I should have footage from the first time we worked on this, let me know. The only thing is that I'm going to put an actual deadline on it that it needs to be done by next Saturday. So just let me know. All right. I'm going to switch over to here, and I'm going to actually start recording this time. Maybe. Why is it not recording? What? No drive connected. Oh, how about I just... Oh, yeah, plug it in the SSD. That's helpful. Okay. Leaving it sealed overnight is a good idea. Let it acclimatize to thundery AZ weather we heard yesterday. Yeah. There is one thing I'm concerned about.
More Brandline CHEER 100. End of line.
Not a problem, DZAC.
96 subbed as tier 1 and says recording. What are we recording? And why do we need a new cord? End of line.
Well, on that, this cord's a bit
hooky. Tier 1 and says helping with the hype. End of line.
Dysfunctional Wombat, thank you for the 15 months there of sub. I think that one was, yeah, just now. Maldor Knight. Oh, it was Ben with the 100 bits. That was it. Ben, thank you for the 100 bits. Needs more frames. So we're into the 10 minutes. Okay, I'm going to give it a second then for you guys. Get a UPS for the computer. Does it really matter? It doesn't locally record anything. It all goes to the server, so I don't think I need one. So yeah. Maldor96, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 8 months there. And JJ, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 26. Man, you're going to make me actually have to think about this. 16, 8, and 2, 26 months. Wow. Thank you.
Caffeinated Linux as tier 1 for 5 months and says end of line.
Caffeinated Linux, thank you for the tier 1 sub there. See, you're making the camera, putting frame lines over the whiteboard shot. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was more about the thundering yesterday I was concerned about, and it's slightly dropping out. So, let's see, hand scraping drivers filling out captchas, and French just melted your brain. Oh gosh. All right. And if I didn't say it, no problem, Deziak. I can take care of it. Hopefully it's an easy one to edit, so we'll see. So, I need to...
Countdown until brain drop. 10, 9...
It didn't already?
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Where I'm at, 5 seconds.
End of line.
I'm going to watch this, actually. I just want to see. Let's see here. Back to this. Okay, and... okay, we're past the 10-minute mark now. So is it going to start dropping frames or what? Now watch, it's not going to actually do it now this time. First stream's pretty good though, so it should be easy to linear. Hopefully. See what you finished coffee, put shopping away. Be having terminal fun of your own. Ah, cool. Oh, got a term man photo fix. No, not cool. That's terrible.
End of line.
Oh yeah, David, thank you for the 100 bits there. Sorte Belair, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 6 months. Is it just not going to lag? Well, I don't know what to tell you. We're going to go ahead and continue then. There's nothing I could do. So, all right. Let's actually catch back up here on what we've been doing. All right. It's been a while since I last worked on this project, the Visual 200 terminal. But I left all this up so I could keep track of where we're at. So Documents. I kind of want to refresh myself on this whole list, figure out where we're at, what we've done, and what we still need to do. So documentation. I still haven't found my manual for it. I'm pretty sure I own it. I need to go back and watch my S100s video on that, but I'm pretty sure I own the manual. So I need to look for that. But I also was wanting to document the device as I was disassembling and stuff. I kind of failed to document the inside of the keyboard, so I still need to work on that one a bit. So I'm not ready to cross that off. Caps reforming though, we can check off as done. We did that in the last segment of this, so I know that's done. Inspect PCBs, they all looked good, so I'm not worried about any of those. Cleaning, we've done the outside of it, but we still need to do some, or the case. The cleaning, we've done the outside of the case, but there's still a couple of things that I want to go over. Like I was looking at the keyboard cable here and it was taped up somewhere and it's got just residue on it. That should be cleaned off. So I have a little bit more work to do on that still. Keyboard is where we're picking up today because I now have foam and foil pads so that we can actually continue this thing and hopefully get it working today. All right. Just me? Is the stream really lagging? I tried to wait for that to pass. Oh well. But Poot, it does that at like the 10-minute mark every time for some reason. Never fails while you're watching. Yeah, I guess just see, the only thing's predictable is when a mic loses power within 20 minutes, depending which one of the two you use. That and ramen, yeah. Cleaning required, yeah. Let's see. Is it just me? Stream laggy seems fine, been fine. See, didn't see any 2 FPS nonsense. Weird. Okay. Let's take some stuff off of here because I need the space. And we're kind of done with the intro segment here. Put hitchhikers there so I can put the terminal itself. Oh my gosh, it's heavy. It's almost like it's actually made out of metal parts. Okay. I want to focus on the keyboard first, and we'll reassemble the power board and stuff. I want to go ahead and get some photos of this, though. So let's do that. Let's see. Work computers. Our hard drives are always going down. So gosh. Let's see. 94% should have cheered some more. Oh, yeah. Oh, well. Let's see. All right. Oh, excuse me. I got this set back up so I can actually take pictures of things. Oh, yeah, we did not clean the actual keyboard itself. I still need to do that. That might be a pain in the butt because I think I don't want to remove all the keys. So that's going to be real fun to clean on there. Yay. All right, I have Entangle fired up on here. I forgot I put the nice ball head on this one. Jeez. Okay. Okay, let me do something really quick here. I think you should have a view of the camera stuff. And I think I put that on a hotkey. Oh, that blinking light on the back of the laptop. That's miserable. Can I re-angle that at all? Not be as annoying? There we go. Just noticed that. Let's see. Sonic's not... No. I won't put this in the ultrasonic cleaner because it has a bunch of metal springs in there that I doubt are well coated. So yeah, I don't want to get a bunch of moisture on that. And then have the springs rust. That seems like a bad idea. Okay, this is the muted trying to buy old computers. This is not that. This is that. There it is. Okay, that's the button I was looking for. Okay, I was gonna do this and then bring this up. Boom. All right. Let's do some photography here. Okay. Wanting to capture the keyboard parts. You're trying to buy old computers. You have my attention. No, not currently. In the past. What's usually the issue with disconnected keys on a keyboard for a laptop? I'm going to guess a crushed switch. I don't know. I don't deal with laptops too much, thankfully. They're kind of a nightmare. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have too much to recommend you. Sad times, yeah. Kinda am slowing down on the computer acquiring at the moment. Alright, just trying to make sure this picture is like as little distortion as possible, which is pretty much impossible at this distance, but eh. Alright, that looks good. Let's take that photo and click. Bingo, perfect. The red spots are reflections, which are just going to happen off of the pads. There's not a lot I can do about that. So. Oh, gosh. Disgusting salsa. All right. Do I need any other pictures? Might as well take one of the back of this as well. Guess that is where all the like actual information is. If I bump up this side, I think I can avoid some of the reflection. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Click. Okay. Oh, wait, that wasn't actually taking a picture. There we go. 5 disconnected keys. Something didn't seem to be better. So, actually, while we're looking at this, hold on. Let me just, I can use this. Here. Let me give you an idea of how keyboards work, because that might help you. You need to understand that keyboards use a matrix for the keys. So each key is connected to other nearby keys. So if we look at this PCB, you'll see that there are vertical rows on this side. All right, give me 1 second. I'm trying to hide that. So there are vertical rows on this side, and then on this side, there are horizontal rows. This gives you a grid where all the keys are connected. So if you have several nearby keys that are disconnected vertically, you could probably try and figure out that it's this. Now, your laptop keyboard isn't going to be a PCB like this, but still the membrane is going to use a matrix like this. So you're going to have one contact somewhere that's taking out a bunch of nearby keys all at once. Now, if they're individual keys all over, then it was probably liquid damage. But yeah, there's something to keep in mind there. Okay, now let's actually start the annoying foam and foil repair process here. I'm trying to remember how exactly I did this last time, because this is not fun. I put a bunch of my tools back together today, so I knew exactly where they were, and I'm not sure which ones I'm going to end up settling in on for this, but I remember it being kind of a pain in the butt to get each one fully clicked in, so I know I'm going to need some stuff. Do I have water at my office yet? No, that's not something I'm going to be able to change. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to try tweezers. All right. Okay. All right, I just took some good documentation photos of the keyboard parts here so that I've got everything. I'll take a picture of the top of this one after I clean it, though, because I haven't actually done that yet. But we now need to set this aside and focus on this part, because I need to replace all those foam pads. So if you haven't encountered this before, each of the keys has a silver pad in the bottom. And what happens is, even if they haven't actually fully decayed yet, they will decay, and then the top side will just rip off, and then they won't work anymore. Or what'll happen is that you will press them down, they will depress one time, and then crush all of the foam, and then never come back. So if you encounter a foam and foil keyboard, you're pretty much guaranteed to have to replace it. Now, the way these work is a 2-part piece. You know what? Let's just put this down here. So we have the top foil side, which is actually not electrically conductive. There should be a clear piece of plastic over that, and then the foil underneath of it, because technically this is a capacitive keyboard measurement type. But on the bottom, if I can flip this over, we have a rigid plastic disc that does not want to stay there. But on the bottom, we have a rigid plastic disc, and this holds the foam in place. Yeah, you can see as I squish it there, it's not doing as good of a job coming back up as it should. If I take out one of the new ones here, by contrast, wow, it's so much taller to begin with. It should spring back up, yeah, way, way faster. That's in much better condition than this one that's, yeah, crushed. If you started typing on this, you'd get a couple of key presses out of that, but then it would just never work again. So yeah, that's always fun. But we got to put these in, which means that I have to clip this rigid disc into place where these ones came out, which is really annoying to do. Forbidden Altoid. Do you have a small pick you could use to pop the pads out? So that's what I'm going to use the tweezers for. They'll work fine for that. Yeah. Yeah. Remove all of them, Wesley. They're all bad. Even if they haven't actually failed yet, they will. You replace all of them at once. Looking into the key socket thing, where I just pulled that out, you can see the 4 clips there. And when you put these new pads in, you have to make sure all 4 clips are actually down, or the key pad will be uneven, which will also make it not work. So this is a very tedious process. So we're going to go ahead and just work through this quickly here to try and get this done. Yeah, DZX got it. I'm actually almost hesitant even to try and record this because it's going to take so long. You know what? We're going to use stream footage for this. I'm not doing a time lapse. I will take footage from the stream of this. I'm not wasting camera recording space on this. You got the smudgy things? Yeah. So some of these are going to turn to dust as I take them out, too. They will fail completely. Okay, let me get a receptacle to put them in. How about the box? My new pads came in. There we go. Oh, boy. Here we go. Actually, putting that back there will look better visually. Safety squints? Oh, no, they're not a danger. So, replace all. You're in the shop knowing your luck. You can only replace the bad ones. 6 months later, there'll be more bad ones. Yes. Time is just right. You can green screen a Shelby in the corner to talk about Manscaped or War Thunder for a minute. Oh my gosh, I kind of love that. If I did ad reads, that would be a hilarious way of doing it. That would be awesome. Oh man. If I did that too, I would have chat down there shilling for it as well. But I also know that a bunch of people would be saying like, oh no, I cut my safe with the Manscaped stuff or whatever. It wouldn't be possible to do. There'd be too many trolls. All right, let's get started though. Oh boy. The nice thing about doing this with stream footage is that I don't have to worry about yakking and talking to chat, so I can actually just focus. Or I don't have to focus too much and be boring for the live stuff. So that part's good. Oh man, this is not fun. Ugh. I'm wondering how difficult it would be to 3D print something to take a shallow spring to replace these permanently with something better. because it's really awesome that these pads are being made by TechSelect. But this is just resetting the clock. It would be nice to have something that won't decay again. Tractor Supply carries California air compressors. Oh, interesting. I mean, I just bought it on Amazon. It wasn't like a specialty shop, but, you know, cool. Does the electrical conductivity part work again on these? It's not conductive, it's capacitive. So here. There's a pad. Here's a multimeter. So I had someone in chat ask about the conductivity of this as I was going. So you'll see these are not conductive on the top because the PCB senses a change in capacitance as the foil goes on top of it. It's not shorting the two contacts. They could have been designed in such ways that it shorted two contacts, but they chose capacitance for some reason. Why? I can't tell you, but that's how it works. It's not actual conductivity. How old is that keyboard? I can't remember if this terminal is 70s or 80s, but around that time. If you stack a Doomsday scan, which do you think is opponent placebo? How median noise reduction? 3. It's on astrophotography stack. We stack 1024 images. So astrophotography is completely different. You cannot correlate the two. So let me explain the Doomsday duplicator stuff. You are limited by the original master release, which will have its own issues. You're never going to get better than the original master release, which is worse than the original footage because it is probably tape or something like that. So if you're trying to eliminate noise in the video, you're not going to. What you're trying to fix with image stacking on the Doomsday duplicator is fixing issues with each individual Laserdisc. So the idea with 3 disc copies being the optimal point is that it's, you know, possible you could have 2 that have failed in the same spot. So if you use just 2, you may not get it perfectly. But the chances of having 3 all fail in the same spot are really unusual. 3 also gives you a confidence level. So let's say you have 2 discs that are being read, and you want to like know which data point is bad or not. If you have 2 out of the 3 discs that have the same data there, you can be reasonably confident that averages the majority side is the correct side. Astrophotography works on a completely different concept, and the reason they stack so much data is because they are creating new information. They're not trying to restore old information. In photography, stacking can do several different things. You can stack with different exposure levels to create a high dynamic range image. So if you underexpose and overexpose the same shot, you can capture detail in the bright areas and the dark areas that you couldn't normally get. One of the reasons you stack in astrophotography is to capture different light frequencies. So IR, ultraviolet, and other things like that. Another reason you do it is sensor noise. Sensor noise is a huge problem in astrophotography because it's dark. So you have to leave the sensor open for a long time, or the shutter open for a long time, I should say. You have to leave the sensor exposed. And doing that introduces a lot of noise, but the noise is random. You can have dead spots on your sensor that are going to be part of that, but you will have to map around those, averaging the pixels nearby to correct it. But the noise is truly random. And each time you take a new shot, you get a new noise floor. So stacking multiple shots will prevent you from having the noise of the sensor be prominent, because the actual signal information will be the outlier part, and you'll essentially just use the outlier data only as your image. VHS decodes the exact same thing. You have a master source, and then you are trying to correct for errors in your individual tapes instead. So yeah, unless you are actually capturing photons, there is a limit to image stacking's usefulness. But capturing photons is a point where there's really no real practical limit. It just depends on your setup and the amount of noise that you're willing to tolerate. Imagine VHS have different random noise. Well, no. The thing is, again, you are still limited by the original recording. So the original camera that captured, say, 35 millimeter film captured noise to the film. The original scene as shot has noise in it because it was only captured one time. So each VHS copy is going to have an exact duplicate of that original noise. But each VHS copy will also have its own noise and errors. But you're never going to do better than the original copy. So you only need, at rough average, 3 copies to get a consensus of what is original film noise versus actual tape noise. That's why there's a limit to post-processing for image stacking. Doubt film grain would meaningfully transfer down to VHS level details. You can have issues like hairs being in front of the camera lens, things like that. I'm just talking about like, that kind of thing can be visible. DVD, DVHS, whatever you're talking about, it doesn't matter. The film details can make their way down there. It's all basically the same thing. All home recording media is limited by the original recording method. You will never be able to eliminate all noise that was in the original recording method. Talking about tape noise. Different tapes have aged. I mean, it's just going to depend. 3 is the rough average amount that you would need. You're not going to get a different answer out of me for all home media types. Let's see. Remember when some of the old keyboards had transparent protection covers? Those formed exactly like the keyboard. I mean, like those? They still sell them for people who are afraid they're going to spill fluids on their like MacBooks or whatever. So yeah, you can still get those. It's genius. It ruins the texture of the surface of it. I can't stand them. But yeah, it is helpful. They're also used in medical environments. One of those saved your MacBook for coffee last week? Oh, gosh. I mean, it's good that you had it. I would never spill fluid in my laptop, so I think they're a waste of time. Switch that trigger on capacitance naturally debounce. That's a good question. It may actually. That's really interesting. It might. That could explain why they were so prominent too, because it made the circuitry simpler. Never considered that. If I didn't hate these keyboards so much, I would almost want to experiment with that. But the less I know about these, the happier I am. Well, it's can hope for perfect VHS. If there was like perfect VHS, still VHS, highest you want to go to get a perfect VHS stack is 3. Yes. For any media format, any more than that is extreme overkill. Unless they're all infamously bad, you're unlikely to get the same error enough times for 3 to matter, or more than 3 to be worthwhile. One of the fun things about this, when it comes to putting the new pads in, is that you don't really want to just like crush the pad down and try to click in all 4 at once, because I mean it's foam, you're going to damage the cells. So you really do have to actually try to clip all 4 individual things down. Scanning rate would be fast enough that bounce be consideration. I don't know about that either. That could be true. But debounce can rear its head in ugly ways, so I tend to take it seriously. Oh, these things suck. I think I remember how I put them in there, or at least how I'm going to put them in there this time. I'm going to find a small flat blade screwdriver and use that to press down all the clips. Did I archive all my LDs? No. I don't think I will ever archive all of them, because there's a lot of them that really aren't worthwhile. I have not finished processing all the footage I already have for them, because it just takes so long and requires a lot of thought to be put into that. I need to get back into that. It's not a trivial process to go through. I have the SSDs with all my footage still sitting on my desk, just waiting. But pair of the tweezers is too big. The small flat blade screwdriver, I'm talking about one of those, here, see if I have it over here. One of those little terrible ones that you buy in a set for like $3 that have the spinning metal part at the end. That's the best thing about them. One of those that's flat would be perfect for pressing down the clips. Let's see. I feel like there's always one right at the front of the tool drawer, but I'm not seeing it. And somebody just put a bunch of stuff away, so now there's even more things in there right now. So need a more automated workflow. The problem is that it takes so much storage space to work on the Laserdisc stuff that I have to manage the footage between each processing thing and then confirm that they're good so that I know I can delete the original stuff. That's the problem. We're talking like hundreds and hundreds of gigabytes. I can always re-rip them, but it's at 1-to-1 speed. And requires flipping discs and managing the Laserdisc player and all that stuff, so it's everything about it is a very manual process. Just bring back PTSD from your compact, yeah. Oh, before the kits were a thing, using dead cell foam, survival blanket glued together. Ugh, gross. Piece of pipe that you sharpened in a hammer. That's horrible. Need a dedicated ingest machine with SSD just for scratching? Well, you don't actually like scratch through the raw footage. I mean, you can. There's no real reason to do it. The problem is how much space total it needs. So I cannot work on multiple of them at once. Also, the CPU requirements are insane. And it makes sense to not lock down my main computers doing that like 24/7. So I actually set up a tertiary computer, not it's like even secondary, tertiary to my server for processing Laserdisc stuff. And I just need to, but it doesn't have like a lot of storage in it, so it's its own thing. It's not trivial. That's what it comes down to. Okay, I'm gonna look for the screwdriver I want for this. And then I think I can get started on the reassembly.
Refurb has tier 1 and has another phone and full key. End of line.
Graysgore, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 25. That's a 16 and a 8 and a 1. 25 months there. Thank you. So, Doomsday Software single threaded? No. Well, sometimes I don't know. It's mixed. So, see, outside of footage, I would assume you're not using much storage. It's not true. I have several hundred gigabytes of CD rips, for example.
Can't believe it has been 24 months already. Better
That's making it hard for me to dig through. Spice and Bud, thank you for the 24 months. It has been a long time, and 24 is a 2 and or 16 and an 8. 24 months. Thank you so much. Let's see. Would a socket be the easy way? No, so the problem is that you don't want to just crush the foam. I don't want to totally crush the new foam. So that's why I don't want to use a socket, or else I grab something like this 7/32 driver for Model M's and use that to press it down in, because that's basically the perfect size. But I don't want to do that. So I don't want to kill all the new foam before I've even typed on it. Right, come on, I know there's a flat blade driver in here. Where is it? Maybe I was right and it is over here. Ah, what's that? That is Phillips. Okay, I'm gonna keep digging for a flat blade. 512 is not enough for the Laserdisc stuff. So the other thing is that one disc can take up like 160 gigs for the original rip, and then it'll compress down to 90 gigs when you process it to the TBC, so we're up to 240 gigs there. And then your final output video will have its own size, depending on how much compression you want to use on it. So you're looking at like 300 gigs per CLV disc. All right, found exactly what I was looking for. Boom. So, and then the other problem is that you can have a movie that's spread across 3 sides of a CLV disc. So you can be looking at 1 terabyte to process 1 movie. So it's kind of ridiculous. What did we learn today? Don't clean up just before streaming. Exactly. That's why when I'm done, this is getting stored on the floor, right exactly where it should be. Keyboard for the terminal behind you in the corner going to be foam and foil. Do you mean that? Oh, that. I believe that is foam and foil. Yes. Ugh. Saw the floor. All right. Okay, that is all of the old pads out. It's time to put the new pads in. It's been a while since I've done this with the clip type. I just did this with the Memorex typewriter, and I had to glue these on because they attach to a membrane. But these, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop them in there, and then I'm going to clip all 4 sides in with this small Phillips or flathead driver, which should make it easy to confirm that I get it done correctly, but will not crush the whole foam pad thing. You might think like use a big circle tool or something, just press it in all at once, but I don't want to completely crush the foam. You know what would be really helpful? Is if I didn't put it in upside down. That would be real swell. Usually bend them, let them pop back out. Usually bend them, pop back out in shape. I don't know how you bend them. They go down in there. I'm going to zoom in for this. It keeps moving up here instead of down here where it needs to. It's very annoying. Now to put the new pads in here, I'm going to pop them in, then I'm going to use a flat blade screwdriver to make sure that the rigid disc gets clicked into place under all 4 snaps. I don't want to use something that will compress the entire foam pad down, because when you're normally typing on this, you can see you don't fully crush the pad down, and I don't want to like damage the cells in there by pressing on it too much. So I'm going to individually clip each one of these. So like 400 clips. Fun. The tool can't really get around all 4 clips. It will take me less time to just do this once than it would to try and design some kind of magic tool that can do it for me. So, all right, let's get started. Whee! Additionally, if you try to use a bulk solution and you mess them up, you still have to go back through and check all 4 sides of each individual one. So in my eyes, clipping all 4 sides of each individual one to start out with makes it much less likely that you're going to have an issue. So this is also a sanity saving measure for later. Can you put it in an angle so it goes under 2 clips? I think that just kind of happens naturally, but they're so light that when I drop them in there, it's really unpredictable. So yeah, usually 2 out of these 4 sides are clipped in already, but I'm checking them anyway because I don't. See, only 1 out of the 4 sides on that one was actually clipped in, so you can't really predict it. And when they were originally assembled, I bet the keys weren't attached to the bottom and the white stems were exposed, and it was way easier to clip them on. So this is just hard because I'm not going to completely disassemble the keyboard for this because that would just take longer. Love all your channel's videos, learns much. Well, thank you, Lone Wolf. Glad you've been enjoying them. Let's see. You finally not at work during a live? Aha. These parts. This is where this is super boring. This is where I need the key AT setup for like Twitch Plays DOS. We really need to spend some time on that. Maybe after the Game Boy stuff, we make that a bigger, longer project. I would really like to master that. I think it would be fun. That was another 3 out of 4 clipped. Such a tedious manual process.
CYTERMUNK 1331 SICHER 100 CHER 100. End of line.
Cybermonk, thank you for the 200 bits there. Caffeinated Linux, hello, new to the stream here. Been binging a lot of your videos. Been appearing in your recommended videos lately. Only on Twitch here, solid TTS over the phone video. Ah, cool. And you just, well, you heard that was an actual hardware deck talk that I have under the workbench here that just spoke. So I kind of had 2 forms of TTS working. The phone's still right there and functional. I really need to get back to my Apple series. And Phil's reminding me that I haven't progressed that anymore. I still don't know how to use like System 7 Max. It would be nice to learn that. Although getting back into the stuff it ecosystem is not fun. Draw attention to the phone. That's a good plan right now. I've kind of just had it figured someone would ring it. Watch, it's not plugged in or something, though. Plus, I got to get my money's worth out of the new handset cable I bought for it. Not so sure about that one. That one's at like a very severe angle. I don't know how that one would work. I imagine there are some manufacturing oddities that happen with this. I don't know how they actually make them either. Let's try it. Let's see. It's kind of crushed over to the side. Yeah, it's not hitting anything. It'll probably be fine. I'll use it. We'll see. That's
Grafton up as tier 3
right
and
arrow.
says hope everyone doing well. End of line.
Grafnoid, thank you for the tier 3. Holy moly, tier 3 sub. Wow, in for 4 months there. I very much appreciate that. Put that in on an infrequently used key. Right arrow's infrequently used. Huh? How does the bear board work? Is it serial? Are you able to deny? Confirm or deny ATM TTS theory. Oh, it is serial. Yeah, the deck talk is serial. We have no idea what the original use case was, though. I don't think that's going to be possible to determine. It's not like it has anything stored in it. I mean, it could with variable val, but that would be, well, is that? I think it's storable, but still not going to get anything out of that. Unless it was an easily identifiable voice. But we've already tried variable val. It's not configured. Hold the fingerprints. The fingerprints don't matter on this. It's not conductive, it's capacitive. $16-bit version of Stuff It for Windows. Some evil wine thing. Let's see Skittles run on there. Yeah, that's actually kind of funny. Is that you could install a Windows subsystem for Linux and Wine and get better compatibility with some older software on Windows that way than just running the software directly. TechSelect just tested various off-the-shelf materials and they just shipped the material that has the right capacitance. I don't think that it's that tight of a tolerance. I mean, people were literally using space blankets, which are just the aluminized foil sheet of Mylar. So, I don't think it's that tight. Oh, this is such a slow manual process. Oh, Dzak, you're saying with a punch tool for how they make these. I wouldn't be surprised if they sell enough of these that they have a die and they use a press. Like, imagine being able to cut 100 of these at once with a 10 by 10 grid. That wouldn't be that big. Save a lot of time. I don't know that's how they do it. Based on the one being at an angle, I think you might be right. A punch and a hammer. But I can see doing it with a die. Yeah, I guarantee the original ones were made with a press and a die. That's the only way that would make any sense. They did not have some chump sitting at the end of the production line with a hammer whacking on things to make them. T-Tribe has an OG 512K Mac for sale. Wow. Interesting. With keyboard? Because the keyboard's worth about that much on those alone. I don't want to go spend money on a Mac, but I don't have one of those. I only have like a million pluses and a couple of classics. Which, you know, oh, woe is me. But, you know, would be nice to have the original. Would Waterjet? Ooh, I don't know. Is it outside your jurisdiction? You're encroaching on enemy turf there. Lines were drawn. I have also found very few things at actual antique malls. One of the weirdest, best things I ever bought was not that long ago. Was a Sears Heavy Sixer for like $60 that came with 2 CX10s. I was very happy. And very confused when I walked past a bunch of random like white and blue China garbage, the dishes type. If you know, you know. And then there was just Sears Heavy Sixer sitting there. You work in Tempe, it's allowed. Yeah, yay, foam and foil. Laser cutter might be able to do it. I'd be afraid of changing the surface of the outside of the cylinder. So if you burned the outside, you may make it crispy and not as consistently press down, compress. I think die cutting is, or punch cutting, however, sharp edge cutting is the only really good way he can do this. Ben, I am curious because I've genuinely never spent even half a moment to consider it. Is Wedgwood the name of that white and blue kitchen theme? Probably made by a specific company with door-to-door salesmen. A plus cart. Is that like the Harmony cart? 'Cause I don't know what the plus cart is offhand. Wedgwood did a lot of ceramics. Okay. That would make sense. They really need to sit flat on the board when they're pressed, otherwise they don't work properly. Yes, because if they're angled, they will make weird contact with the surface, and you'll get unpredictable presses. So yeah, they really do have to set flat. I tried cutting corners with my compact portable initially. You can't. You just can't. Make sure they're all in there. There's Wi-Fi. Oh, that's super weird. I would be interested in something like that. I don't have a Harmony cart. So that would be kind of interesting. And that's how I got into 2600 homebrew. Actually, way more likely, I have a skunk board. And if you know, you know. I really need to try out that thing sometimes. Totally didn't just buy it for Battlesphere Gold. Nope, definitely not. Actually, I know not, because no one will dump the ROM. Let's see. Wouldn't die cutting crush the foam too much? Probably not, especially if it was fast. I mean, it wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, and that would be a little different from me crushing it much more brutally, trying to get these plastic snaps in. Additionally, as it cuts, it would allow it to press or release back up. So there would be some built-in pressure release. Granted, that wouldn't happen until it's really mostly compressed anyway, but it would be allowed to move. So. It's the biggest non-HD. Well, I don't own any HD 4x or any HD CRTs because I just don't want to deal with that. It's kind of in my eyes, any use case you think you have for an HD CRT should actually be a projector TV. Projector TVs suck, but that's what it was then. So that's a trade-off you make. But no, I don't own any HD CRTs. But I own a 32-inch Toshiba CRT that weighs, I can't remember how much, but it's an obscene amount of weight. I have carried it by myself once, and I still don't know how I did it. Really need on-screen timer with splits. Alpha section done. Numpad done. F keys done. 36 flat face Trinitron, impossible to move solo. Yeah, no kidding. The Toshiba's flat face, whatever their Trinitron like is. I also have a couple of flat face Trinitrons. They were dropped off by a dumpster in a random parking lot, and I drove by. Excuse me, and then shoved them all into my van. It's probably 200 or 250 pounds. Yeah, I carried it once. Again, I don't know how. The other ones are smaller. I think the biggest one of those was 28, which I'm very okay with. I don't need a million massive CRTs, but I wasn't leaving those there. One of them I really need to drag here to the office sometime and try out something. Because can we get the band to come with me? Yeah, really. I need to try dragging one of them here because it has a chip in the front of the glass, and I want to try a windshield repair kit on it. I think it would work. Discussion reminds me when we worked in the U.S., had twin Trinitron displays on a Matrix card. Ooh, nice.
Spyro's approved sub as tier 1 and says, end of line.
Spyro, thank you for the tier 1 sub there. And for 24, that's some numbers. That's those two numbers, 24 months. Thank you. Possibly interesting concept for sure. Yeah, I think it could work. I don't think it's too frequent that you have chips in your CRT, but it would be nice to have them not be condemned for it. So I know the kind of people who are willing to spend like $500 on one of those CRTs are the kind of people who are going to be sticklers about it, you know, being perfect or whatever. Meanwhile, me at home, I finally replaced my monitor that was cracked. That I've been using for like 6 years. And I didn't replace it because it was cracked. I replaced it just because I got a different, better monitor. See, there's 50, 60 hertz mod boards from RGB bypass. Not sure. Oh, is that for the CRTs? I'm happy with whatever the inputs are. I'm not an RGB fanatic. I don't really care. SNES is composite only. Okay, that's fine. Play it on a CRT, looks good. Play it emulated, looks good. I don't really care. I play my 2600s through NTSC, RF. Do you need to access both sides of the glass with that stuff? Some of them, not all of them. And yeah, I think you're saying you need to torch the inside, is what it is. What could go wrong with releasing the vacuum to get my hand inside there? I'm sure it'd be fine. Oh, well, if you're back porting games to CRTs, yeah, you're going to benefit from higher res, but anything after 2004, I consider just use a flat panel. Or projection, because again, that was the actual best use or best display type at that time that was attainable. Unlike my Qualia 005, which was an LCD from 2004, but was $10,000, so you know, a little different there. See, all that matters is you fire up the light guns and blast ducks. Yeah. Let's pull a new vacuum. Yeah. I'm sure a 32-inch CRT would be easy to fit inside a vacuum chamber. Refurb is... You either took a lot longer to drink your coffee than you thought, or refurb is going faster than I expected. I have to pay closer attention. Let's see. We are an hour into this, so no, I would not say this is going fast. And I'm also super duper happy I'm not recording 4K footage, because we would have used half of it already. Projection TVs sucked, unless you mean front projection. Nope, I mean rear. Yes, they sucked, but that was the leading technology for high-end televisions at the time for non-Saudi prince people. One of these days, I will get a projection TV in this office, and I will make a video about it, and you all will see the light. The very, very dim, fuzzy light. But you will see the light. Never seen a rear projection TV over here? They're very uncommon now because everyone hated them and they were enormous, so they were all killed. And some of them were really stupid, like the Sony SXRD series. They used LCD panels to reflect light from the optical block, but the panels were all monochrome, and they would put a filter over them. So there were 3 identical panels. The monochrome LCD panel they used was susceptible to blue light and would decay, and the blue panel would always burn out earlier than the other two. So if you find any SXRD projection TVs, they're always yellow. Yeah, they had all sorts of horrible quirks. Hello, Foilmeister. Oh, gosh. Let's see. Totally Late's busy capturing things. How much did you miss? This, but, you know, the ones that are done. That's it. You didn't really miss anything. We're just finishing up putting the foam and foil pads in here. And it's taking forever because they're foam and foil pads. Seen front projection TVs when you were young? It was good for the time. Yeah, front projection has some more misty-eyed stuff because it was a little more magical. So it probably survived more because they were more expensive as well. A little more serviceable too, because the things were just like open. So front projection worked with light guns. There are different technologies. So there's no one answer I can give you. See, the rear projection TVs with the 3X lamps cost ridiculous amounts of money to replace. Yes, and then convergence problems. Yay! Yeah, so Diego, on that, there's a reason I know what the inside of a Sony SXRD television looks like. I attempted to do that as well. There was a neighbor who put their old projection television out to the curb, and this was like 2012 or something, so they were getting kicked out even then. That thing was old then, by the way, still, so you know. And I cut the Fresnel lens out of it, and then sold the entire optical block with the 2 good SXRD chips on eBay for $90. That was cool. All it cost me was carrying the television home, which was not insubstantial, but, you know, was doable. First dip with 1 chip spinning wheel. Yep, color wheel technology. That was one way it could be done. Oh, that's all the pads. Ugh. All right. That is all new foam and foil pads. There are some leftovers, but I already had a partial bag of foam and foil pads from the Xerox memory writer, so I'm going to go ahead and put those in here. And now I'll have some leftovers for the next time. I actually ordered 2 complete kits, so now I have a bunch extra for the next time, so hopefully I can just repair the next thing I find and then not have to wait for shipping. But now we can begin the actual reassembly process, and then we'll find out if my pads were properly attached, since I manually clipped all 4 sides of all, like, 90-some pads here. I think they'll be okay, but we won't know till we actually get the whole thing back together and test it out. Okay. Oh, I was actually recording there, Helen Croft. Oh, man. Make a little note where you place that bag. Yeah, back there. Oh, man. One part on the floor, yeah. Just put the bags on the floor. I won't step on them, I promise. Oh, man. Projector needs a new DLP chip. Ugh, gross. Frankly, if you have a DLP projector, DZAC, I would probably just look into replacing it. I don't think you're going to get your money's worth out of a new DLP chip. I did not have enough pads from the last time, so no, I did have to order them. Okay. Whew. Can't remember floor model from Incredible Universe. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are we talking about here? You've got my interest. Drive-by 25-inch TV with a cinder block through the tube. Oh, that sucks. That wasn't what you were talking about, I suspect, though. First DLP spinning wheel, kept that thing alive way past when it wanted to die. 4K 60, 1080p 240. All right, that's relatively modern. That, although, well, 240 at 1080, that's a little weird. If you said 120 240, I would have been able to pin down when you got it, because that would have been 3D content era. So that'd be somewhere around 2014, I would say. Maybe a little earlier. Oh, man. All right. Clean everything up with a Windex Magic Eraser. Yeah. I never put Windex on a Magic Eraser. That sounds like a very potent combination. So, fun fact, we took this thing apart a month ago. I don't remember how it went together. So, There's going to be some trial and error here. Optima HD 30. Ah, around 2020. I am familiar with the HD 60, which I don't think did 240. Definitely didn't do 4K. It was pretty good projector, but yeah, DLP issues on the Optima for sure. All right. Let's see. Before we reassemble this, I should actually go ahead and clean this part. I'm gonna have to get some fluid in here between the keys because that is gross. And I'm seeing there's dust under the keys too. I think I'm gonna use the air compressor and blow that out. So I'm gonna spend a bit more time on this part before we reassemble it and actually just get some cleaning going. All right. Okay. Oh, UHD 30. Okay, that makes more sense. Ultrasonic cleaner? No, I'm not putting this in the ultrasonic cleaner. Definitely not with the foam pads in there. That would be insane, but I don't really want to do it with the springs either. All right, I'm going to fire up the air compressor. And actually probably the vacuum too. This is going to be a weird combination. But I'm going to do a bulk vacuum clean first here. So let's do this. I got this setup pretty well dialed in to not be super ridiculously loud. You can probably hear it, but it's not like ear destroying. Whoa, don't drop it. Okay. That was round one there. We've got the loose stuff out. Now let's get the less loose stuff. Oh. No touch keys. Dude, I totally know how to break into people's computers without leaving any evidence now. You just need to bring your own air compressor. You can type the password in on their keyboard without leaving any fingerprints behind. All right. Twitch audio compressor takes care of that anyway. I don't have that enabled right now, I believe. Personally, I would just use gloves for you to use. Gloves are cheating. Then you leave behind fibers, and they'll find the fibers. Okay. I'm going to let the air compressor fully charge, then I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to grab some paper towels here. Okay, perfect. And some Windex. Lighter chemical for this. Not get it too rough here. Okay. Oh, audio compressor franker face thing. Oh, well, a compressor doesn't actually eliminate background noise. It might be an expander, but a compressor just clips peaks. So if the volume is going to go up here, it should make it lower down there, and it should do it with a drop-off curve. So, is it Windex vinegar? I don't think it's vinegar. It's probably ammonia, which is different. But it's not vinegar. But anyway, it's not bleach or alcohol. That's the important thing. There's definitely a line at which it is not going further then. That's going to be a minor problem. Do I have a card or something that I can use to push this down in there? Thought I had like a hotel access card around here. Ooh, key puller. That'll work. Until it hooks on the keys. Knock it off. Need all the tools I have. Battery power explains the short controlled burst. No. This is connected to an actual air compressor underneath. That's why the hose. It's just a very silent one. So, Wesley, how many suburbs start with A? This is an important debate, Wesley. Okay, or important topic of conversation. Over here, window cleaners usually non-smear vinegar soap. Or non-smear Snoper vinegar. Okay. Ooh, that's working. I like that until it cuts through. Then it's bad. No leaf blower. Okay. Ooh, that's a nice solution. I'd probably get that to work around the other edges, but that's really going to suck. One? What are you missing? Oh my gosh. Junction, Tukey, Dale. Oh my gosh. I know there's even more that I'm missing. There's way more. Oh man. My brain is here. I'll stop there. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, it's a weird local thing, so don't worry about it. Can't we just take the keys off to clean them? Possibly. I don't know. That's the thing. Sometimes with these weird key types, they're kind of more permanently attached, and it's kind of a pain in the butt to get them off. So I don't know. So I'm just going to try and clean them without doing that. I can try pulling one off. F0? What? There's a key dedicated to launching Mode 7 SNES games? Risky with the old plastic. Yeah, let's see. No, I don't want to try and take that off. No. So yeah, I'm just going to go with jamming this down in between there where I can. Needs to be thinner, though. F-O key. Oh, yeah. Beat me to the joke. No, it doesn't end at F11. It ends at F13, like, you know, all good keyboards should. This is kind of working. Actually, can I just get it down below and then slide it through? No, because then the paper towel bunches up. It has to go between and then through. Okay. But not miss a line. Let's see. F117. More keyboards need the full F24 keys. Yeah. Does my internet still count as broadband? You know what? I don't actually know what they redefined it to. I am using LTE though, so no. At least here at the office. At home, probably. Okay. Making progress. 10-100, then yes. Is that 10 up? That sucks. Any internet connection except for the one Shelby's using? Yeah, really. The problem that I have is that I'm in an office and I have limited business internet providers that I have to go through. And they overcharge and underserve. So that's why my internet sucks here. Because I refuse to play that game and I'm doing my own thing with internet. And it's not amazing, but it's better than paying $250 a month for basically the same service. Man, this sucks. Is there a better thing that I could use rather than the key puller? Because the key puller has some problems with this. If I had a really thin spudger, that would be nice. Or if I could find a card, like I was saying. Let me see if I can find a card. Look at my wallet. Is there anything I don't need in there? Let's see. Debit card. Who needs that, man? Like, money? Useless. Driver's license? I can walk home. Let's see. Medical insurance? Just don't get hurt. Library card? Who needs books? Nope. All right. Nothing there I can cut up. Okay. Oh, man. I thought your internet sucked because your internet sucked. I mean, yeah, so those of you who don't know, I'm using a 4G LTE modem to get internet into the office with a Google Fi data-only SIM card. So I pay for my Google Fi phone bill, and then I get to use data from that for my internet in the office. And I barely use any data on my phone at all. I'm not a phone user. So it works out really well for me. The only problem is that you're limited to 50 gigs a month. So, yeah. Try printing tacos in the library printers. That doesn't really solve it. It would at least let me know what printers are available, but that I could buy, but yeah. But yeah, it's my limited business internet options that I'm not willing to pay for. Maybe someday, theoretically, I'll be able to get fiber here. I don't know. There's been a lot of promises from AT&T and Google. None of them have actually followed through yet, so I don't know. I've even seen construction, but I haven't seen updates on like actual availability. So I don't know. This is really difficult and annoying. Does anyone have any ideas for a better way of doing this? that isn't disassembling it. Like, I'm kind of going a little crazy here. The numpad's easy because it's just straight lines. I'll just get that one done. Ooh, toothbrush. You know what? Maybe. It's going to leave a lot of fluid down in it, but we can try that. Yeah, you know what? Deal. I'll blow it out. Toothbrush. Winner. I think I've done this before. How did I feel way better? This is so much better. I don't think microfiber applies here because I still can't get it down into the channels. Don't get a bucket of IPA. Oh, gosh. Okay, that is dramatically better. It kind of smeared it around in some cases. Like you can see, it's way darker over here than it is over here. So I think I just need to do a light wipe down now. And then, like I mentioned, blow out stuff. So let's just do that really quick. Okay. It's working in the 1960s. Yeah, go back in time and don't let this be wherever it was, which it was stored outside. That's the problem. It's annoying that the keys are just damaging enough. They always tear up the paper towels. All right, I wouldn't call this perfect, but it's way better. I can continue to clean after it's reassembled, and I'm getting to a point of diminishing. Did I just scratch the key, the spacebar somehow? It's a paper towel. Maybe I just revealed a scratch. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, all right. All right, after a bunch of different things using keycap puller to get in between the keys and toothbrush, try and scrub around some stuff, I'm going to call that good enough for now. I can get to more of this while it's reassembled, but that's a lot less gross and dusty. So now we can actually put the keyboard back together. So first thing we're going to have to do is put the PCB backplate on, which will go here like this. And then that gets secured with all billion screws that I had to remove for it. So I'll go ahead and do that. I do think there were some. Yeah, the black ones here, I believe, did not have screws. So don't put those in. And I definitely totally remember where all the screws went that I pulled out of this thing. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Easy MVD needs to add multiple registration rules. Ah, DZ. See, the answer is never fly in a plane and then don't update your registration. And then it doesn't expire. Mine doesn't expire for like 30 years. Problem solved. Where did the two black ones go? I don't remember those at all. Am I gonna have to go back to my footage? Vehicle, not driver's license? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that one's a little more difficult. Oh, Action Retro, hello. From Haiku. Ah, cool. We are back to project that we were working on a month ago now of refurbishing a a Visual 200 terminal. So, yeah. The pen marks are here and here for no screw, but it's these screws that go there. But I have some black ones here, and screws, I put screws in the order that they go in for reassembling. These ones go before these. So I don't remember where they go. That's the problem. Wondering if I should go back to the stream and, yeah. So we just got Shelby's age. Yeah, I didn't quite give you the right number, though. It was very ballpark. Because I know. So I can tell you it was not that exact number. Yeah, I don't know where two screws would go. That's the thing. Wherever there be two screws. Two black ones at that. Black ones are usually on the exterior. I'm trying to think. I don't really want to try and pull up the VOD here, so... Were the marks where the black ones go, or were they where no screws go? That's the thing. I think that... Well, yeah, there's no screw hole under this spot, so no screw goes there. Same thing over there. No screw goes there. So that's what those are. But I don't know where these screws do go. One of them has like a lock washer, and the other one doesn't. Maybe the thing has a lock washer on it. I don't know, but they're after these, which is usually my indication that I need to put those in first. But I have literally no idea where they would go. I see a lock washer mark there and there, but I'm pretty sure that's from these. Go on to my previous stream. I don't really want to burn the data for that, but I might have to. Let me give it a look, because I would actually like to know. So just give me 1 second here. So many GBAE reader streams. Jeez. Okay. Let's see. I'm just gonna try and skip through it. Wonder if at some point in the future all the undersea cables will be replaced with something like super heavy duty fiber. They pretty much are, aren't they? Ugh. Okay. I think I see the screws are already in there by that point. Looking at foam and foil. Foam and foil. I'm digging around in the office trying to find foam and foil. Okay, I'm taking it apart here. I don't see the two screws. Okay. Get the... That's where I see the foam and foil, and I start crying. Trying to get where... Okay, I see them there. Okay, hold on. They go in the front. Oh. They go here? Oh, I got it. Okay. I know where they go. That's strange. These are weird. Okay, I know where they go now. Hooray for filming everything! And keeping it organized. These go here and here in those holes for some weird reason. I'm doing all of the time lapse as stream footage. I just decided. There we go. Tighten these up a little bit here. These would not have been possible to put on after I put the keyboard fully back together, but I could have put these on after the next set of screws, but I'm glad to know. So, other stream is already closed. Yeah, to save bandwidth. Yes, bandwidth is at a premium. So, like those keycaps, they're pretty good. Yeah. No, these are. I really wish I could get this style of keycap for modern boards, and I mean glossy. They're very era specific. And I've not found a glossy set of cupped keys like that. This is not a big enough part. Is this? That'll work. Is this a job for a stubby here? I might be able to get away with this. Let's see. I like how I can just grab a wad of screws with the magnet. Wait, they're different lengths? No, I don't think they are. No, I think I'm wrong. Okay. It's just, oh, this is kind of nice. Okay, yeah. See, spherical keycaps definitely 70s, early 80s thing. Yeah, they're really nice, though. I wish I could get more of them like this. Or modern ones. This is why I liked the MT3 drop keys that I got. They're spherical, but they're not smooth. I wanted smooth, and I don't want to polish them. That's not polishing a $160 keycap set. Jeez. This PCB takes a lot of screws. It takes a lot of screws. I didn't open the HHK. Oh, I didn't finish a thought I had earlier in the stream. I need to make a modification to my CSS for the chat read view that I have going on because I cannot read the name of who said, hi, how are you doing today? It's blue on black. Enjoying your stream fighting very interesting. Oh, I'm glad. I'm going to have to stand in a weird way to read your name. ST Indo. Hello. Sorry. It's my fault that it's illegible. Here, actually, I can just show you. So on my side, it's a dark blue. Oh, the camera makes it look great. Yeah, but this dark blue on the black is so hard to read for me. Everyone changed name to Black now. And hello, Biffus. All right, we got a whole process to get through here. Change your name. You can change your name color on Twitch, yes. See if their ABS will become smooth on their own. I don't think they're ABS because I think everyone knows ABS is a terrible choice for keys. May I offer advice on something when you take something apart? You can. I'm probably doing something like it already. But yeah, you're free to give advice. Oh, change your name to be Black. Oh. I mean, you can change your name. I don't think you can all change it to be the same name. I don't know if there's also a different display name. Has constraints on how often? Oh, yeah. That would be very preferable to not have everyone be able to change your display name to the same thing. Just kind of putting screws in at random.
10,110 months. End of line.
Spooky, thank you for the 10. Ooh, what is that right? 22. That would be this. Thank you for the tier 1 sub for 22 months, Spooky. Thank you. I just had to think about that. Found something quite weird at Savers. Weird is usually good. Do I need to look on Discord? Take pictures before we take it apart. So, I am taking pictures. I actually have my camera connected right here, and you can see the photos that I've been taking. But additionally, I'm taking 60 pictures per second as I stream it. Well, 30 for the stream, but the recording is... I guess I'm not recording at 60, because it's going to the server at 30. But yeah, I do... The video really helps with that. So... Yeah, making YouTube videos and live streaming stuff is kind of a cheat code to always having like a person who remembers what exactly you did. As long as you actually catch it on camera. So. Let's see, Pigs in TT live now. Uh-oh. Let's see. Well, I like the cadmium plating. Video display unit. Yeah, I'll admit, that's a weird thing. Weird. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Wait, that's a monitor that they put that sticker on. Oh. That's super weird. Yeah, that's a weird thing. What's the input on the back? It's just VGA, right? I can't quite make it out. I assume it's not 9-pin. Yeah, it's VGA. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. No clue. Twitch stream 640 by 40, 256 colors. I mean, it'd probably look better with such low bandwidth. Use Blink video encoding to go to the server. The traces are weird. They're extremely confusing. I genuinely don't understand what they were thinking with these traces. Straight edges, curve. Like what? Why? Why? Curve, straight edges. It's like two people designed this on different days. I don't get it. Or yet the blessing of the boss of that territory. Didn't say which savers.
Hurricane says BHDER 100, please reassure STINT 0 that his input is appreciated. Lol. End of line.
Oh, yeah. First off, Hiram, thank you for the 100 bits. But yeah, STI Indo, I do, that is a very good suggestion. I'll say that. Yes, that genuinely is. And for everyone else who's not filming while they're doing stuff, that is a very, very good concept. Yeah, that's the thing. Another thing I have done, I'll add to that. I use this is a hobby box thing from Hobby Lobby. It's like $3. I'm not even kidding. I think it's a loss leader product for them. I put tape on the inside of these little sorters before, and written down where they go. So that's another good idea. But yes, you are correct. The taking pictures and stuff is a good way to go, and I do appreciate the input. So I didn't try to put you down. So hopefully that didn't come across that way. Maybe people didn't like you. The traces didn't like each other. They're way better in styrofoam cups. Yeah, they're definitely a lot better in styrofoam cups. Yes. No, I went to the Hobby Lobby and I cleared them out one day to get enough of these for all of the projects that I will definitely totally get back to one day. Oh, I doubt it's plasma being VGA poot. That would be weird and not very robust. And you use tape on your first layouts meltdown. That is really cool. Just making sure you didn't encroach on case receivers.
Yeah. 100S speaking of the mini computer, can you get CPM running on it? How about basic? End of line.
Pretty sure no and no. There might be a Data General Basic, but it doesn't have a Z80, so it's not going to run CPM. And there are no weird CPM forks for it either, because it's like an AMD bit slice 4-chip CPU weird thing. It's basically custom. And I'm going to be real, that's a big part of why it's still sitting over there. Getting it to do anything is going to be real hard. Also, on the Nova 4X, I don't know if I have an operating system. There are 2 fixed drives in it, hard drives. One's a 25 meg, one's a 5 meg. I don't know if one of them has an operating system. I don't know what's on the drives at all. If I were using the 5 meg, I would have used it to read in the platter packs to the other drive so that I could remove them. So it could be cache data, so it may not have an operating system on that. The 25 meg one could have an operating system, but that's a lot of storage space, so I don't know. The Micronova, I have a boot floppy for, and it has a 5 meg hard drive in it. The boot floppy is hard sectored, so I haven't been able to image it. So that's fun. And the hard drive, again, I don't know if it works, but I'll also say all of the hard drives in there are known to head crash. So I don't know if there's going to be usable software for them at all. Or that I would have a way of getting it onto there, other than like typing it in through the serial console, which, yay. But I would have to have software to know how to do that with. So, yeah. All right, just write a Z80 emulator for it. Oh, yeah. CPM at like 2 cycles per second. Have any programming tools? I have no software. 0 software. So, this stool does not feel right. That leg is sticking out a lot. Why? I know I've tried to, like, tighten this before, but it seems extra bad right now. Okay. All right. Think you need to have a chat with Sagi? Yeah. I know Usagi would buy mine if I offered them. I don't want to get rid of them. But also, I want people to leave me alone about them. So it's like a weird thing. Anyway, we're done with this part. All right, that's all of the screws back into the PCB backplane. So we can put this back into the chassis now. And this is a weird process that I don't fully remember how it worked, but I know you plug this in here, and then I'm pretty sure, oh, that actually slid out a bit. This does not mount directly like this. I think we have to have these weird adapter pieces here, but I don't fully remember where these go. I had to rewatch my VOD for these screws, so guess I'm going to rewatch it to figure out how these were put in. You know, you'd love playing Zork on it. Yeah, I would, but I don't know if that's feasible. Okay. Bringing back the video here. Okay, they were under it. I see screws. How were they attached? Okay. So it looks like that way may be correct. Or is it like this? Definitely that, but... Oh, do they go under? You know what? I bet they go under. Oh, yeah, they must go under. Because there has to be some kind of thread for this to go into. So, yeah, they have to go under. Okay. So it's like this. What a weird solution. Let's see. The Matrix, one of your drives could be hard sectored. I have not looked into if that's possible. I think the goal was to have the Grease Weasel just support reading multiple sectors, but I don't know. Mod server can be ported to the... I don't think you understand how archaic the data generals are. They're more like a big calculator. Over-engineering setup. Yeah, this is kind of ridiculous for how this keyboard goes together. Yeah, after reviewing the footage and testing it on the other side, yeah, these go underneath of the metal bracket, but kind of between the PCB to provide female threads for the bolts to go into. This is a very weird setup that requires like 3 hands to be able to do this. So, hooray for magnetic screwdrivers. Please stop cross-threading. Stindo? Okay. It's seriously noticed you streaming and enjoying watching it. May you please explain about your channel if you have time? I do vintage computer stuff mostly. I've been doing some Game Boy Advance development recently, but generally it's vintage computer stuff. So anything old computers is something that I'm interested and likely to talk about on here. There we go. Let's see. Saying the TRS-80 Model 1 would be more powerful. It might be, actually. I don't know. How big are the RAM cards in the Nova? I think like 8K is a big card. Model 1 shipped with more than 8K of RAM, I think. All right. That's the keyboard itself reinstalled, so we can put the faceplate back on that we have all nice and pretty now. Oh, that is looking like I may need to realign it. Keyboard! Yeah, so I guess that's another thing about this weird setup. If I loosen the keys, I think, or the bars, I think I can shift this back and forth. Oh, yeah, that's wonderful. Thanks. Okay. Cool. Time for some trial and error. Should probably loosen all 4 of them and figure out a slightly pulled back position. Yeah. Delightful. Thanks. That explains why they were rails and not holes. Nightbot failed, Desiac. Nightbot's been down for a while. That's too far up. Still too far up. Ah, that was a lot. Big slide. Whoops. Okay. It could go down just a hair, and I think I should, based on experiences I've had with other keyboards having to be just a little too close. So just barely bump it down. And it seems like the correct spacing is to have the rolled front edge in line with the rail mount points. Let's check that. Yeah. Well, it could go down a little more still. That's touching right there. That's touching. There needs to be more space around it. So yeah, it's slightly farther down yet still. Oh my gosh. Was it going to be all the way down? Wait. No, that's a lot. Yeah, I'll put it to the edge of the metal plate. How about that? Now it's too far forward. Seriously. Ah! Okay. I think that's it. There's actual space there, space in the front. Yep, we're good. I can see around the keys. I can stick my finger down. Actually, a good test would be this. That one side can fit in front there, and one side can fit kind of behind. It's a little tight, but it's close. So that gives me reasonable space all around it. Okay, I'm going to fully tighten those screws now, and then I will lock that in. Why not fasten it that it just barely grips and slide the position with the top? Because it's kind of really hard to get that friction just right. All right. There we go. So now I have to screw in those on the bottom. Let me get my... Okay, let me get some random pieces of black foam. Apparently I misplaced the black blanket. Let's get this reattached. Oh no, there's horizontal alignment with this. Oh, are you kidding me? It never ends. Okay. Slight amount of friction. Okay. This is terrible. There we go. All right. Lock it in. Let's double check. It's a little more on that side. I don't think I can... No, not really. I'm going to slightly loosen. Come on. Just work with me. There we go. Okay, I think that's better. Ooh. Okay. All clear all around. Okay. As annoying as this is, I really wish more old keyboards did this because so many of them have alignment issues, and being able to just reposition it like that in here makes it so much easier to correct. It's annoying and fiddly, but it's way better than some of the things I've seen. I have some computers where they literally just cut the chassis where it didn't line up rather than try and correctly position it in here like this. So as dumb as this seems, this is a good solution. I do actually like this. But there we are. That is the finished keyboard. Maybe a little bit more cleaning here and there, but that should be pretty good. Oh yeah, definitely need to clean the cable actually. Let's do that a little bit. Although I did notice there's actual visual branding on the cable here itself. Which is ridiculously cool, but I really want to get off the tape residue. So I don't know if I can clean that off without also ruining that, because it's not on there very well. And did I see this more on the cable? No, that's the only place on the cable that shows up. So, man. Yes, the keyboard is finished. I'm going to at least clean this a little bit towards the end. Ugh, gross tape. This is a magic eraser moment. Let's try it with Windex since I've never tried that before. Yeah, I might be able to clean around it. We'll see what I can do. That's not enough. Oh, it's weird having to be blue. This is a simple green and microfiber moment. No. Windex and magic eraser. Ah! It is shredding the sponge. You know what? This might be a fingernail moment. Do I have something fingernail-like? Ah! Key puller to the rescue. I don't want it to be sharp, because it'll just cut insulation off the cable. But this is working, so it was here, and I'm able to scrape it off. Let's try this on this one. Yeah, this will work. The problem I'm having in why a solvent or a particular cloth isn't going to work here, this is very thick on here, this glue. It's really, really thick. Somebody taped this cable to a desk or something so the keyboard wouldn't be moved. There's just a bunch of the adhesive left over from that, and it's very, very thick. Oh my gosh, it's going to take so much work to clean this cable. At least there's no more tape after this section. Ooh, come on, making good progress. Okay. That's all the glue off. That's not by the visual thing, but I think I can get the glue off of the visual area now without it being too bad. Let me clean the rest of this a little bit, though. I think I'm going to switch over to a new towel. That one's a little gross. Oh. So people do the taping of the managers? Yeah, really. It ruins it. It's so bad. It's a short-term solution to a long-term problem as well, which is, you know, manager cough cough type solution, problem solving. Yeah, I have all sorts of hook and loop straps around here for weird things. Yeah, they're really good for that stuff. It's a steam. Ever use a steam cleaner? Yes, actually. A really cheap, small handheld one. I used it to clean armrest goo out of upholstery in a car. It was amazing. I don't know that I would want to use a steam cleaner for this, but I could see adding one to my repertoire. I focus on cables like this sometimes because I think there's something that's really easy to overlook, and they're one of those things that really make a difference when you're quickly assessing how good something looks. Like, you know, you see the nice clean keyboard, but then you see this disgusting gray cable here that should clearly be white, and it kind of detracts from it. So I want to, you know, give it some attention too. All right. I'm going to try and take off some of this now. See how this goes. Opposite to the visual logo. Went all the way up to the actual keyboard itself. So ridiculous. Okay. One side only here. I am quite happy with that. The visual branding still completely intact, but I managed to clean up the cable all around it. All right. That might be the last bit of cleaning that we have to do, unless I try to go back over those keys one more time. But I think I want to progress on here. We do need to reassemble the monitor side, but first we need to get the PCB done and reinstall the capacitors that we reformed. So let's go take a look at that. Okay. Whew. I need a brief moment here. Wow, man. Visual branding is still visual? It is indeed.
Gave a tier 1 gift sub a kit. End of line. Falcon gave a tier 1 gift sub to CIVICTV 83. End of line. Falcon gave a tier 1 gift sub to BIOS MX. End of line. Falcon gave a tier 1 gift sub to Alexis Kiwiskers. End of line. Falcon gave a tier 1 gift sub to MAMPA 77888. End of line.
Spooky, thank you for the 5 gifted subs there. All right. Woo! I kind of wish I'd taken a picture of how the metal brackets went in there. That actually would have been nice. Oh, well. Oh, man. Okay. So this camera's like kind of, it's not too in the way. Alrighty. To avoid a bunch of macro blocking, let me move that. While I reposition the camera over here, because I actually have the electronics bench set up for electronics. So, and I cheated this time, and I added a light over here. Wow, that's not helping as much as I anticipated. Is there some way I can make this more effective, maybe? Do one of these. That's a thing. All right, sure, why not? If I turn this off, what does that look like? We'll leave it on. Okay. Oh man. Hey, Digital Ice Age. We are working on putting together my Visual 200 terminal. We just fully reassembled, cleaned, and refoamed and foiled the keyboard. We're moving on to the main PCB here now, which I need to reattach all the capacitors to. And I have the photo for how to do that up right here, so I'll be able to reference that. So, yeah. But I just need a brief moment. I'm actually going to get a little bit of water here. I feel like after the keyboard, I just need a minute to take a break. Oh, man. Okay. I'm curious. Reminds me. Oh, you made a Wikipedia article about visual technology? Cool. Digital Ice Age, it was an hour for me to do that. I don't think you wanted to see an hour of that. Mm. Why does that taste like tap? Weird. Let's see if my Amazon stuff was delivered. It was. Excellent. All right. Well, I could go home and play with. Well, that's not very discreet packaging. Thanks, Amazon. I could go home and play with my printer. You don't know me? Yeah. Vicarious Stadium. Maybe my bottle has minerals in it? I hope not. It shouldn't. Mm. You haven't succeeded with yours? Ah, that sucks. You've already told you won't. So if you weren't here this earlier, Ben, it's a label printer. So it's little, and was relatively inexpensive. I did order paper, yes, JJ. I was literally about to check out, and I was like, wait a minute. I bet even if it comes with paper as a sample, it's not going to be the right size. So yeah, I ordered 2 1/8 wide by 4 inches long adhesive strips. So yeah. You said you weren't gonna leave it till tomorrow to do it right on stream. I am gonna wait until tomorrow. I know I was taunting you there. So yeah, saying you're gonna miss it, but no, I'm not. You've been printing the labels, and now you're wondering if the quality is an issue. So the 550 I got has like an RFID chip or something in the core of the labels, it turns out. So I'm forced to buy actual name brand Dymo labels. Sucks. That's the difference between the 450 and the 550. But that should mean that they're actually like good quality labels, maybe, hopefully. So that might be a difference. Um, yeah. I did order larger labels, yes. I think it's 3.92 inches for the 300 DPI code print. I'm not 100% sure, but it'll just barely fit on the playing card, and I think it's that length. So the 4-inch labels should work. Hack the printer? I don't know. I was just happy that it looked like there were actually Linux drivers for it, but we'll probably start with Windows tomorrow just to eliminate that, because, yeah. Yeah. Just get used 450, print head is the same. Yes, but they were super expensive. I think I got the new 550 for less than a used 450. And let's be real, after I'm done with the dot code stuff, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use the Datamax one I have that's actually better. So, yeah. So you get GBA code printing, found old photo paper in larger flea market, did buy when it's tempted. Yeah. I made of money. Yeah. No. They already broke the DRM with the 550 with the man in the middle attack. Ooh, cool. Oh, wait. So just like cut the core out of the old one, leave it in there next to the new paper? Huh. Yeah. Bet that would work, wouldn't it? Okay, well, if they already broke it, then I'm not going to worry about it. And then the 550 was a good deal. The 550 was $85, okay, for a brand new one. Plus, if it doesn't work, since it was brand new, I can return it. So there is that. Normally, I don't like to do e-waste returns like that, like use something, go, I don't like it, and then just return it. So I try to be thoughtful about my purchases, assuming I'm going to keep it. But in this case, man, I don't know. The 450 twin turbo, that, I don't know, you mentioned something about a local one, which I didn't know about until after I already bought the thing. But I don't need 2 of them. So, yeah. And it looked like they were the narrow ones. I would have maybe considered it if it was the 4-inch wide label, but I don't really want more narrow ones. So, all right. Let's go ahead and continue here, I think. So, we don't need an enlarger. We need a reducer. You could surely larger upside down. Yeah. Local one was the wide one. What do you mean? An Office Max in Tempe? What do you mean? 115 is close enough. I might have considered it for a non-DRM one. Drat. Well, you're going for mass game piracy operation with this? Yeah, no. A wide 550. Oh, okay. That I'm less interested in. I would have wanted the non-DRM wide. That DRM one wide, not as great. All right. Hello, British Gamer Tech Guy. All right, we're gonna go ahead and continue now. All right, so in the last segment that we worked on this, we took out all of the capacitors and reformed them using my power supply setup. So these should be clear to be turned back on without having to worry about the quality or the integrity of the oxide coating in here for the dielectric. So I should be able to put these on with the negative side, which is marked actually away from the positive indicator that is on the PCB. But I do also have an image of this that I'm going to go ahead and reference just to be sure, because it's cool not to blow things up. So yes, the arrow should point down on the big one over here. And in my image, the text should be legible on here, which also matches up with the polarity indications. So I am pretty confident in how these capacitors go on here. That leg is bent over. I'll need to straighten that one. So we're going to go ahead and get those installed. All right. The 550 Turbo. Oh, the 550 Turbo has an Ethernet port. That would be nice, but I don't consider that a necessity. Because I don't think I'm going to have a random network necessary dot code printing need. So, these two caps are identical. Okay, so I can put them wherever. Yeah, I think the Turbo printed faster and had a network connection, which, again, I don't care about the network connection. Is that actually clear? Oh, I think that's the damaged pad one. I mean, I didn't damage a pad. There we go. All right. Let's see, no solder caps? Yep, you just plug them right in. No, we're going to add the solder after getting them in place. Arm, stop moving. You focused on something there, camera. I'll give you that. And there we are. Okay. Come on, stop recording. There we go. Okay. Let's see. See leak PS5 Pro specs, legit. Teraflops. I really don't care all that much. There was one PlayStation exclusive game that I was really looking forward to, Gran Turismo 7, and they ruined it. And then they released Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which was so much better than I thought. But now they ported that to PC, so screw the PlayStation side. So yeah, it's just Gran Turismo 7, but I don't like it, so I don't really care about PlayStation right now. All right. Let's see. So few PS5 only games. Yeah, yep, kind of. It's cool, but Print a label from chat. Oh, we're so not doing that. Let's see. Hook up. Yeah. Gosh. All right. I'm going to double check this is good on the bottom first here. I might touch it up if I needed to. See, bought Xbox only for Forza Horizon 7. See, I can understand that, but also that's on PC, so I wouldn't go that route. These are the ones that go into the giant floodplain of copper. It wouldn't be a bad idea to put a little bit more on those. So, you're going. Have a good day, everyone. All right. See you later there, Dances with Dirt. Oh, I love a big, powerful soldering iron. So good. Okay. All right. That all seems great. So I don't think any printing gimmick will ever outdo Tom and Matt hooking up Twitter feed to a printer and a shredder. Oh, gosh. So the real problem with a printer gimmick on the stream is not getting the printer to work. It's that you will want to see it print, which means that you're going to have to be able to control the cameras from Twitch chat to shift it to the printer. And then there's going to have to be a dedicated camera for the printer. And then it's going to have to automatically come back. So it's not that, it can't be done. It's that it would allow Twitch chat to be able to redirect the camera feed to something else temporarily, which is not good. And then I have to maintain another camera that would not be easy to verify is good every time I'm on stream. And I have to have a dedicated area with lighting and space and a camera and all that stuff just for the printer. It's not going to happen. It doesn't make sense. 1 million channel points? No, that actually makes it worse if it's even less likely to be used because something could go wrong with the setup and I wouldn't know. And then the 1 million channel point redeem finally happens and then it doesn't work. Well, YouTube live chat. Well, YouTube chat could theoretically do it too. There's no weird point system. That kind of thing I probably would tie to a monetary reward. Actually, it's not going to happen. Okay, it's not going to happen. It would be funny if I did it with a monetary reward because I was thinking, oh, what if they did it, but then they didn't get the deck talk message? That wouldn't be fun. But it would be funny to have the deck talk do like a proper, fancy pants announcement, like incoming message from, and then have it shift the camera over and print. It's not happening because it's too disruptive and a nightmare to maintain, but it would be funny. Save your points for the API test reward. I really just need to remove that. So stop getting questions about it. I don't think you can redeem it anyway, even if you had enough points. Let's see, man top thing. Oh, okay. Let's see. Hey, I dropped a screw. You can see it. Oh, sure, yeah. Okay. I think we're good to put the board back in the machine. Yeah. Oh, man, we're getting close to turning it on. Well, that's right. We have to turn it on in this stream, don't we? That's scary. We have to find out if it works on this stream. Oh, no. Actually, I should start recording right now before I put it back up there. All right, with the PCB fully recapped, well, with the PCB's caps back on, that means that we're screws away from turning this thing on for the first time and finding out if it works. So,
CHDER 100 hello, Shelby, you're so close to turning the terminal on. End of line.
thank you for the 100 points, Ben. So, let's get the board back in there and see if this thing's just going to work or not. That was an intentional choice to allow you to disrupt me because I wasn't really going to be happy with what I was about to say. Normally, I'll just truck my way through it, but yeah, I could tell it wasn't going to be right that time. Also, I think I should get the light over here for this. Probably be a good idea. All right. Oh, man. We're so close. All right. So, as I'm remembering, this board is basically hung up here with some screws that go into the plastic studs on the aluminum uprights. I do need to make sure that the connectors are not going to get blocked off behind it. Is it only two? I think that's power input and that's video out. So yeah, that's easy enough. Okay. I'll get this board in there and then kind of hold it up. Oh, this is not easy to align. Is that correct? Oh, that is. Cool. Okay. All right. That's all the cables to worry about, so now just get it fully attached. Okay. Then the metal back plate, which we have already cleaned up, but it was also pretty good to begin with. This also goes in there kind of weird. I don't remember, it's probably the white painted screws on the top. That would make sense since it's a white painted case. Tempting fate by screwing the backplate on. We have to get the legends for the dip switches. I think that's composite video out, possibly. It's kind of weird. I've never had a terminal with that. Is this where we were left with a single screw? No screws left over. All accounted for. I should turn off the soldering iron. And that is job done. It's theoretically ready to go. Okay. How many bolts do I have left over when working on my van? You know, I don't think I've ever had any, actually. We might be able to do video capture of the terminal, yes. All right, now before we turn this on, I want to look at the back of this thing and make sure that I know how it's set up. And I wanted to make sure that I set half duplex mode to half duplex, actually, so that I will know that it is set correctly. I'm a little confused by this. Half full duplex is 8, but then half or full duplex is 7? Oh, no, this is up there. Okay, so 1 is half duplex, so up is half duplex. So we want to set 7 here to up for half duplex, which will let us see what we type on the screen. So we don't have to have this connected to a computer first. There we are. So that one will be handy for initial tests. Looking at some other stuff, line carriage feed, auto new line, secondary channel, I don't know what that is. Refresh rate, let's make sure that's set to 60. It should be down. It is, okay. Video, black on white, white on black. We are set to white on black. Good, that's how it should be. Emulation mode's weird. I didn't know that it had any emulation modes. Looks like we're currently set to ADM3A emulation mode, so that's good to know. We could set it back to Visual 200, but we'll just leave it right there for now because that's a good known working point. And then we'll look at, oh my gosh, space mark odd even. That's hilarious for the parity settings. Baud rate, we can go up to 1200. Wow, I'm surprised. And that's what we're currently set to. So we'll leave all of that as is, because for now, I just want to see if we can type on the screen. All right. Emulation switch doesn't seem to be all the way up. It's probably fine. Yeah, it just barely nudged it. Okay, very considerate range of dip switch options. It does seem pretty good. I cheated, sorry. Switches look crusty, aren't they all? No 14,400? That's a weird rate. I don't know that I've seen that too many times. I love that it goes down to 110, though. That's hilarious. All right. Secondary channel, very rare to see a piece of RS-232 acknowledging secondary channel exists. I assume that's pass-through, essentially, right? Half duplex 6. This is not fully up. What do you mean 6? Half duplex mode. Oh. Well, 6 should be down. You're looking at 4, I think, there. I can verify that 4 is all the way up. RS-232 defines 2 serial channels on the 25-pin connector. Secondaries on the bottom row pins. Oh! That's weird and could be a problem. Oh. Okay, well, good thing I'm going through a 9-pin adapter. That should probably fix it. What's CR EOTX secondary and half duplex mode? That's a good question that I cannot answer. All right. I think we're at the point where we try it. Oh man. Oh man. It should work. It's very cool. I'm nervous. If it doesn't work, I'll be sad. So, okay. And it's keyboard. Okay, power strip. Man, that's a lot of junk in there. Printer, other printer, and laptop. Don't need. Okay. Oh boy.
And says just hit 5 bits. End of line.
Willie Fleet, thank you for the. Oh, that's what you mean by 5 bits. Oh, Willie Fleet, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 16 months there. The RS-232's evil standard made by monsters. We need to connect to Deck Talk. Well, we're going to connect it to Linux because that's just how I roll. But yeah, so it's modem speed. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. All right. Oh, let's actually set up the camera and focus on this thing. All right. This is the power connector for the terminal. I'm going to plug it in to this power strip here, which is not yet on. One thing I want to do real quick before we actually attempt to turn this on is I'm just going to cycle the power switch a few times, just in case it's corroded or oxidized or anything. More oxidization than corrosion. You can watch my video on my Metcal MX500 where that literally fixed it. So anyway, all right, we are in the off down position. Confirmed. Here we go. Live power. Let's turn it on. I don't hear a CRT raster. Ruh-roh. I don't smell anything. I don't see anything. We can kind of see all the critical bits. There could be a reason that the original owner replaced it with CR or Televideo 950s. So let's keep that in mind. I don't think there's a fuse, but we'll check. Power strip is off. It's what taught the owner to buy 2 terminals? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Caps? I don't think so. I think the caps are going to be fine. They all looked okay. Unplug in case it's wired backwards? I would really love to be able to see the CRT heater, but there's a giant PCB in the way, so I can't. All right, I'm going to attempt turning this on one more time. One thing I did not check when I turned it on was whether or not any LEDs came on the keyboard, which there are two, one labeled on here. I don't know if that actually means what we would think it means. It's also caps only, which should be able to turn on if I press it. So power strip active, powering on terminal, nothing there. Okay. Well then. That connector, the main power input, is keyed, so that's not easy to get wrong. Got what looks like aftermarket plug. If the power strip was on, you'd be switching N. There's a piezo on the top right of the board. Yeah, so there is a beeper there. So what you're saying, Philip, is that I should check if this is wired correctly. This does appear to be an aftermarket plug. We could pull the plug apart, see if this is weird. Check voltage rails. I think voltage rails are nothing, since we're not getting any LEDs over there. The LEDs should not be dependent on a complicated voltage rail. It's possible the logic isn't working, but we'll check it in a little bit. I am somewhat curious about the aftermarket cable. Okay, I don't actually know how this works. This feels rubber. That feels rubber. Does the plug slide out or something? Looks like so. Where'd the spudger go? Continuity check would require getting way deep into the terminal. So that's not as easy as it would seem. Ah, come on. Ah. Yeah, I'm trying to pull the yellow section out. It's fighting me. There we go. Okay. That all looks mostly okay. I was a little concerned about the strain relief, but it's fine. I would quote what the colors are going to different places, but it doesn't really matter because we don't know what's on the other side. Circuit breaker? What do you mean, circuit breaker? Should the cursor not appear or the caps only and on keys not be illuminated, turn the power switch off and reset the circuit breaker. The circuit breaker is the red button located at the bottom of the terminal adjacent to the power switch. I don't have one of those. Oh, there it is. Okay, weird. Maybe? Let me put this back together. We'll investigate that. I'm going to put this on a lot tighter than it was on before, because it wasn't really feeling like it was crimped on properly. Yeah, you can post the link to the PDF. Not a problem at all. Okay. All right. So there's apparently a breaker in this that you can access the reset on the bottom. And it is right here. And that's it right there. Now, I feel like this would be poked out if it was popped, but yeah, I feel like that's probably not it, although I can see the CRT heater from this angle, so I may turn it on at this angle anyway, just to see. It did move slightly, but I don't know that I was actually anything actually happening there. I'll try turning it on again. I want to see if I can see the CRT heater, which may not use any digital logic power supply stuff. It might be straight from the transformer. I'm not 100% sure. Okay. And power. I do not see CRT heater. That did not change either. Allow 30-second warm-up, but that 30-second warm-up would not be necessary for the LEDs. But also, keyboard LEDs illuminate during self-test, so yeah, it's dead. Yes, that's what I figured. Well, this killed my potential for next video. That sucks. We can confirm that it goes to a transformer, but that's about all I'll be able to measure. Because, yeah, it definitely goes to a transformer, so we're not going to get much more than that. Okay. It's off at the moment. So, there. Actually, I'm going to hit this. So, testing mains power input. Oh. Well then. That's interesting. Perhaps there is an issue there, because... Yeah. So it's an upstream problem. Well, that could be good for all of this stuff, which sucks way more. Yeah, I'm going to change this over to, well, this is a resistance continuity measurement. Let's flip the switch a couple of times.
Tier 1 gift sub to the CX. End of line.
Yeah, we may have to remove the board again and get in there and look closer at what's going on up front. Let's do that. Good news is, I don't think we charge any caps. Don't have to worry about any of that. And yeah, Ben, thank you for the gifted sub there. Had that type of breaker go bad in damp storage? Yay. I'll say this was not dry storage, which is surprising for Arizona, but it was fully exposed to Arizona. And as you heard yesterday, there is rain every now and then. Really easy fix is just short the wires. I mean, replace it. Yeah. Okay, wow, it really sucks to get in there. There's aluminum support bars all over, so you really can't see anything. But behind this transformer, there is a power switch and some stuff. Oh my gosh, that's solid! I can't get through there that way. I had to go this way. Can I remove the shroud? Oh man, we investigated this before because it's dirty in here, and it would be nice to clean it. I might be able to move the case if I remove 4 screws. Let's find out. Oh, cool. This is slides. So the case position is variable. Fun. Got a box of replacement fuses the other day, strangest thing. They were sold as paper clips. Yeah. Realized gift sub robs you of Shelby trying to work out how many fingers needs to hold up. Oh, that's nice. Anyways, was it the switch? We don't know. We don't know. If you missed the part where I actually did the test EZAC, there was no continuity after I flipped the switch. So it's something in the mains power delivery. Okay, that's going to work. Could have just taken the case off and gotten all this stuff way sooner. Didn't realize it was this easy. Okay, after removing 4 screws, yep, that's right there. Oh my gosh, there's just a CRT right there. Okay, yep, we can see the dirt frame where I didn't clean it, but now I can get to all the power stuff down here, so that's much nicer. So the videos, wait, get back here. The video saved will be even more awful. Yeah, maybe. Page 43, manual wiring for the power cord. All right. See, back when computer cases could stop small arms fire. Yeah.
The CNK, the tier 1 gift sub to the Twinkle. End of line.
Deziak, thank you for the gifted sub there. All right, so here we have the switch side wires, and here's the breaker. I'm going to check the breaker first, because it's the weirdest, most complicated component here, and we'll see how that goes. So, continuity. Okay, let's pop these off. Is continuity going through the breaker? Oh, okay. So is it the switch? Oh my gosh. It's not really enough space. I'm going to see if I can push the switch out. Wow. This must be one of those dumb ones that like connects with a like a locking tab. Okay, I'm gonna yield on that so I don't damage anything. Yeah, one on the plug, I guess. So there's you can see that the colors are different here. This went to the white wire, the lighter colored one, makes it pretty easy to remember. That's the thicker white wire, so cable is good. The black one went to here. I'm going to guess it's the thicker one going to this connector. Yep, that's good. So the cable itself is good. And just for completeness, ground goes to the green wire. That's good. Okay. So it really must be the switch, or maybe one of the connectors. Unfortunately, it's the easy sides that I can get to, not the bottom. So it's not simple to try and get to. Thin white wire. Where does this go? That goes. That's a thick one. The thin one goes over to here. Okay. So thin to thick on white. On. Oh, that was on. Okay. Wait. I think I might be onto something here. So I believe this thin wire here is, yeah, it's going to this one, which goes to a, like, block here. So if I put probes, one here and one to the other side of that, that should make contact, but isn't, I think. So that's, well, there it did it briefly. Okay, just as a sanity check through the screw. Yeah, okay. Oh, this may not be, the coding here may not be good. Okay. It's pretty inconsistent. Take the switch apart and clean it. I don't think you can do that. I think it's sealed. Click furiously the switch. Yeah, I tried to do that before. Switch bypass mod? Yeah, really. Maybe we can just emulate the switch. Does anyone sell a Yuzu for this? Yeah, so if I press on the switch, it does better. Okay. Yeah, there's something clearly going on with this. Is there a way that I can just get some deoxit in there? You can open those switches with a spudger to pop out the rocker portion from the front. How? Ooh, soaking it in deoxit. That would be about $40 worth of deoxit that I would need to be able to do that. All right, well, maybe now we need to remove it. Ultrasonic deoxit. Oh my gosh. I probably looking at a couple of grand worth of deoxit. Oh my gosh. Can you bypass the switch entirely at the terminal block in the back? Not easily. Not without cutting wires. Pop the switch out of the chassis, spudger down the side, bend the case open, cry as you lose little pieces all over the office. Yeah. I don't have a deoxit spray. I have deoxit drops. Deoxit feels like a not great choice. Yeah. I'm just going to actuate it a bunch of times. Let me check the black side, too. Okay, so after a bunch of actuations, it's still not great. Yeah. It might actually be worse. Okay. Let's try the black wire. So one goes to here. I'll stick the probe. I can't really stick it in that. I'll hold it against that. And then the other one goes to this thin wire, which goes to right here. So let's see if the black side is good at least. That side's good. So it's only the white side that's bad. So if I bypassed the white side, turned it on. Oh, well, it wants to work right now. And now it doesn't? Interesting. I could plug it in right now and turn it on while it's like that. It's probably bad resistance. Let me do an actual continuity or a resistance measurement here. See what it's measuring at. Oh, it's probably going through the black side. I want to chance it. All right, I'm going to leave the switch. I'm not going to touch it. The power strip is off. I'm going to plug it in, and we're going to turn it on and see what happens. Let me get the keyboard. Oh. Nah. It needs a logic board to be able to turn on. That would help. Okay, you're saying do it from the terminal block to the mains plug for resistance. 0.2 ohms. Yeah, let's stick a PCB back in there first. How about that? Okay. This has an actual possibility to work this time. Let's see what happens. I hear stuff. I hear much more stuff. LED is on.
And says 2 years of tangents. Let's go and wait. Where is the data general? I want my money back. Never mind. It's okay. I just had to pad this out until the deck talk finally says.
Ah! Ugh! Okay, it's working, but, I hear that, by the way, too. Okay, I think there might be some bad caps on the analog board. Because that's no good. Wait. Oh, are they reforming themselves? Hold on. Hold on, this is reforming in action. Wait, give it a second. Also, what on earth is with those characters? Okay, I think I might be hearing it get worse. I'm going to turn it off. Interesting. You've arrived for the analog horror? Yeah. It is a very unhappy. Arcing in the switch? I don't think it's arcing in the switch. But there is something else we can try here really quick. There is a potential video output.
CHER 100 end of line.
I'm going to turn this back on and we'll look at the video capture. Maybe. Well, the CRT's on. It's still not amazing. Video capture, I don't think is getting anything. That's the other video channel. Okay, yeah, I don't think we're getting video out. All right. I am going to turn it back off, though, because it's very not happy. Okay. Hopefully that's not a bad flyback. RF over RCA. You know, it could be RF. We can check that. Where's the television? Congrats on the Science Life. Got to sign up. All right, see you later. It's doing something, at least. So there is that. It's going to be Refurb Part 1, and people are not going to be happy. This will also tell me if there's anything coming out of it, because the TV is going to do all sorts of weird stuff once I turn it back on. Hello, late night. All right, so let's turn this on. I'm going to leave it on channel 3, and I'm going to turn the sound off. You know, work with me here, Dirty Pot. Okay. Let's see. I don't see no RF modulator. It's probably not, but this will at least give me a view of anything. I mean, I could just use an oscilloscope too, but anyway, here we go. Lots of stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna guess that's composite, if anything. It's interesting looking. It's broad spectrum. All right, gonna turn it off. All right. Phono jack is provided so the terminal can drive an external composite video monitor. Slave monitor must accept composite video 18.6 kilohertz. Isn't that like really weird? All right, let's try a fancier composite monitor. Wow. Oh, I need the BNC adapter for this. Where did I put that? There it is. Okay. Video in. Oh, that's right. It has 2 inputs for some weird reason. Okay. That thing's on. Okay, that's self-illuminating. All right, let's try this one more time. Woo. That's interesting. Video's doing some weird things. Oh, it is showing up, though. Yeah, I don't think it likes that scan rate. All right. Wow, look at the distortion on that. That is weird. All right. Ugh. Did we call this part 1? Because I think I need to recap the analog board for the CRT, which means I'm going to have to order capacitors. That is if I don't have to replace the flyback. How do I test a flyback? Does anyone know? One of the cap's deflection circuits dying? Yeah. I'm thinking that I need to recap the analog board. Lick it, yeah. Auto adjust the input signal. I don't think it does for composite, because composite's usually a lot more stable. Lick, get out, Jaco, yeah. Flyback works, you get something on the screen. Okay, so it wouldn't be weird like that. Purpose-built device for testing flybacks. Ugh. Definitely the analog board. All right, that's my suspicion. Okay. We're going to record an outro for the video. It is not going to be the end of the stream yet, because we still have a little bit of time. I don't know what we're going to do, because I'm not really feeling up to pulling out the analog board right now. I got kind of a bit of a headache, and I'm shockingly hungry, and it does not make sense to eat now. So I think we'll switch to a lighter duty task here. Yeah. I should get maybe the spray deoxit. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I just replace that switch for the power switch? I bet I can find a replacement for it. Let's probably look for a replacement power switch and recap the analog board. So, yeah, replace power switch. Yeah, gonna hit F5 on Amazon. It was delivered already. It's there. It's at home. So, let's see. I swore whoever talked about the black on white dip switch. Oh, we theoretically, yeah, could get something out of flipping all the switches back and forth on the back for video. I'll try that once. I'm going to actuate each thing 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's so many pen marks from people flipping these around. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is kind of like a pain in the butt thing here. So yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. You can take the switch apart. Yeah, but I don't really want to. Gonna go and find something to eat. Take care. All right. See you later, Chloe. 1, 2. Holy moly, this is a lot of force. Try flipping it to black on white mode. See if the jittery is over the whole screen. Yeah, I should do that. It'll also just shock the caps how much power it'll draw. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my gosh, my arm is sore. You know, that's probably all the video wants. Sure. It's close enough. Oh my gosh. Take part in the main switch back and pull push volume pot on the TV. Back took good 30 minutes, so put it back together again. Yeah. Ugh. Okay. Oh man. Black and white video is the first one here would be up. I think it's a slightly scary test. All right, this is going to be a test with the video set to black on white. So the whole screen should be green when it warms up. I also actuated pretty much every switch on there 5 times to see if maybe it would stabilize something. Well, that looks terrible. Definitely didn't stabilize anything. Huh. But it definitely has signs of life. But that should be a bunch of E's, which isn't looking great. Although the image has very much stabilized compared to before. This, I mean, that almost kind of looks right. Man, it's really close. Yeah, I think the caps are bad. This is drawing more power and possibly reforming them or maybe just killing them off quicker. I don't know. I'm going to turn it off, though. It's definitely caps on the analog board. I think I'm very sure of that. Well, I don't know that the character ROM is bad because this was there. It was correct. But what I think is happening is the pixel lines are shifted to each other. So the E was like bent backwards because of that. So I think it's the individual lines being offset from each other because there was something weird going on there. So. Diagnosis displays wiggly. Yeah, kind of. I think the diagnosis is the analog board needs new caps. Turn off italics. All right, I'm going to record an outro for the video. Well, I'm going to have to call this part 1 of this thing here because I am fairly confident that I'm going to need to order new capacitors for the analog board. So I should be able to get this thing going once I order those, but I was not expecting to have to do that. I already had to order parts to get the foam pads for this thing, and that took about a month to get them. And I would really like to get this video done so I can clear out the footage, move on to the next thing. But I am going to order caps and come back to this because this thing is really cool, and we got it really good looking. It's very pretty terminal, so I do want to get this thing going. But yeah, I'm going to have to fully recap the analog board for the CRT. The digital board does look like it's working fully through the distortion of the individual lines, especially on that final test with the black on white, where the cap seemed to settle out for a little bit there. We could clearly see the word "this" barely through the fuzz. So the ROM on the digital side for the video is working correctly. So it's definitely an analog problem, and I'm pretty sure recapping the analog board will solve it. So I just need to spend a little bit of time going through figuring out what the caps are, making a caps wiki page entry, of course, and ordering them so that I can come back and finish this. But we're going to call that here for now because there's nothing else I can do until I get new parts again. So if you enjoyed this video, you may want to subscribe to the channel to be notified when I release another one. If you want to help support the channel, you can find me on Patreon. But for now, that's it, and I will see you next time. All right, that's just for the video. So that's done with recording. So yeah. Missed the light mode? What do you mean the light mode? So, bye YouTube. Alternating reach line started, definitely suspect the analog board. Yeah, I really think it's that. So, on the plus side, we have somewhat working terminal. Yeah, it's close. It's so close. It's just, it needs a little bit more. It's clear that there's just a tiny bit more, but we're definitely not going to be able to push over the line today. So, yeah. At least it's not DOA. No, it's not. Yeah. So, up from your PC when you showed the light mode. Oh, sorry, Paul Guy. Stabilized the image somewhat, having a more consistent signal going to it. But what was happening is that the individual lines were sheared from each other, so the pixels were not correct. So, okay. It looks like there was a brief inter. Okay, there we go. Hopefully, yeah. Honestly, it hasn't been that often, so it's kind of nice. Yeah, actually, I'm kind of surprised how often it isn't crashing. Um, it is weird. Yeah, home internet needs to be recapped. Yeah. Uh, yeah, it was, you know, that was, of all the times the stream could have gone down, like, for good, Sandy was right. That was, like, kind of the best time ever. If it was, like, right after I did the YouTube video outro. Yeah. So, okay. I'm going to put this thing back together for right now. We're going to reassemble it. Next weekend, we'll cap map it because this weekend, well, tomorrow, we're going to go back to the e-reader. And I don't want to leave this partially disassembled, at least not this disassembled. So I'll tear it back apart. It'll take me like 5 to 10 minutes. But then I don't have to worry about holding up a screw organizer. Mike's already been swapped. I don't know if you guys caught me doing that, but I already swapped mics. So I'm good. Haha. So yeah, we're going to do a little bit more e-reader tomorrow. So I'll hold off on this for the moment. Yeah. He's learning, yeah. He's depressed that the $300 mic set or whatever it was is failing so poorly. That's what's really going on. They gave up on the e-reader? Oh, no, I bought a new printer. Because, you know, money, who needs that when you could have printers? Cover looks like it makes it look like it has chubby cheeks. It's the squirrel terminal. They've got the nuts, the acorn. So the internet service provider dropping the ball on the home internet right now is the only one that I could get for cable internet here at the office. So I think you might know why I've also been not so inclined to do that. Yeah, at the office I use 4G LTE, which is actually shockingly stable. At home, it's Cox cable. And again, the reason I'm doing the weird thing, I stream from the office to home over 4G and then from home to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time to do multi-streaming because I don't have the data cap, bandwidth, whatever, to do both from the office. I have a dumb plan that might allow me to do that, but I'm waiting until May when Sony announces things. But we'll see. All right. I have Cox internet at home, Hiram. That's where the signal is dropping out. From the office to the server, it's fine. But from the server to the stream side, I'm going to end it. But here's the thing, okay? I'm going to actually end it here while I can still control the server because I don't want it to be streaming the stream resuming screen soon while I'm driving home. So I'm going to have to end the stream now. But I appreciate you all being here. I got it put back together. It was like 3 screws left, so it wasn't really that much. But yeah, so I'm going to have to end the stream. So yeah, let me run the outro here and then we'll do that. All right. Thank you all for being here and putting up with my weird internet nonsense. This was the worst it's been in a long time. I think last weekend we had no issues, so it's kind of strange that it just decided to die here. I should probably take my 4G modem home, it seems like. So, yeah. But yes, so all right, we're gonna run it, the outro here. Gonna end it. We know what's wrong with this now. We know exactly what's wrong with it. It almost works. It's this close, if not for some capacitors. So we'll get it back up and running. I'm pretty confident. So yeah, and to answer your question, Hiram, the TRS-80 DT1 cannot do VT100. I do not own a terminal that is VT100 compatible. So that is it for today. So if you enjoyed this stream, you may want to follow to be notified when I go live again next. If you want to help support the channel, you can find me on Patreon or get a shirt like this one. But for now, that's it, and I will see you next time.